After you can start stopping everybody out.
Fraser. Harris, I know it's your own team's mistakes again, but you've done almost everything but get points again.
Yeah, I think that's my overriding feeling at the minute is the frustration, disappointment of the goals we concede. They're just so poor. We're playing against a team with such quality, and if they produce a moment of magic or score a brilliant team goal, you can maybe accept it a little bit more. But the quality of the goals we concede is so bad, so bad. Yeah, because I felt so much that I enjoyed the performance. We looked a threat, much better than we did at Wolves in terms of the final third and the attacking threat that we had. Defended really well, big numbers, a lot of the time playing against the best team in the league. Limited them to a lot of shots from outside the box. But yeah, I asked the guys to play quickly as much as we could and forward as much as we could, and then it's the wrong time to do that because Liverpool have so many players in our final third. They've spent a while there. So then we need to take the sting out of the game and manage that. But that's on me. So I've asked them to do that, and I need to make it even clearer when and where to do that. The first goal, and then just panic sets in, miss-hit a clearance, and probably should go off the pitch at that point. Yeah, and the second goal, it's the thing we spoke about a lot, about protecting the space with Salah, and the lads did really well on the whole. And obviously Al hasn't played a lot of games at the moment, but I thought he made some really good saves as well and did some really good stuff. And then the third one, Yuki, bless him, I don't think he moves his arm towards the ball, but his arm's in a position where it hits his body and hits it. So it is like, yeah, I mean, talk all day about the goals. We had some really good moments. And most of our good moments come from playing and taking the ball and having courage to play through and do it. And the lads just have to keep on going.
My first thought when that third goal went in was just how difficult it was going to be for you and for the players and the guys who made mistakes to keep going when you perform the way you do, but it sort of keeps happening.
Yeah. We have such a young team on the pitch, on the whole. We have a team that's growing and learning. And the only way they are going to learn is having moments like that and trying to get through it and understand why they make the decision they make. As I said, I asked them to play quick, so I'll take responsibility for that. Yeah, the rest is like just isolated moments, aren't they? We should make more of some of the stuff that we have. But it's not like a lack of competing, a lack of fight, a lack of desire, willingness to run for each other. I think the players that were here in the Premier League the last time feel very differently about this, the feeling of this. And they really, even in there, after the game we played Man City away, Arsenal away, Liverpool at home, the guys feel they're so close. And we have to eradicate their moments to give ourselves any chance.
Missing Jan Benreg, there are a lot of things you could have done with your team. We ended up bringing Flynn back, Brian Fraser on the left. Just talk me through why you did that and how you got it.
Flynn's played there for us at Swansea a bit. He ends up building up there a lot as well. And he has real pace to defend the transition. So against Salah when there was going to be space behind and Gakpo on the other side. So I thought he actually did quite well on the whole. He hits one clearance and he gets punished in the Premier League. So I'm sure that will get looked at, that decision. But I actually thought he played really, really well. And he stepped forward with the ball a few times and reads the game really well. And also it's about relationships. We spoke about this a lot. Him and Taylor and Jack have played together a lot. And usually he's in front of them, but they played together a lot. Wee Man gives us an attacking threat. We swapped sides. I think it helped us. And Carl went on the left and he went on the right. And they give us that flexibility. Yuki's been away on international duty, travelled a lot and only came back and trained one day with us. So we worked on a different shape. So then to chuck him in and do that after one day's training would have been a bit unfair on him, I think. So we tried to have as many attacking players on the pitch as we could.
So it's gone under the radar, but you probably should have had a penalty. Maybe.
We should have, 100%. We should have had a penalty of Adam Armstrong. I think, I don't know, I'm sure I think it's pointless having another chat. I really like Howard Webb, and I don't know what they will say. So it's gone to VAR for a check. And I think if the goalkeeper comes out, and it's at 2-1 at that point, Adam Armstrong is trying to play the ball. The goalie comes out and misses the ball and then affects Armour's run, so makes contact with Adam. So I think at that point it's a foul, regardless of what defenders are around, because he makes contact and misses the ball. But my definition of the laws of football, I think that's a foul. It gets given as a handball against Armour after the contact, the foul. Bradley's pulling Armour's pulling him a bit, so that's like 6-1, half dozen the other, but the ball Kelleher misses the ball. It's the other side of him when he makes contact with Adam Armstrong's legs. So my understanding of the game is a penalty.
He's having a shirt pulled as well at the same time. The positive, Paul actually came into the team.
He was great, yeah.
He was brilliant.
He's probably deserved to start before now, the way he's trained. He's been so good. And he was really good. So I hope his injury is nothing too serious and it's just a bit of fatigue. But I thought he played really, really well.
No, is he okay?
I think his will be a bit worse than Paul's, but so we'll have to assess that. He's a bit worried about it. So yeah, it was to lose Yanni and Aaron and then Paul and Adam as well on the pitch is frustrating.
The task you've got now, if you want to survive, is to break records. No teams ever lost 10 in the first 12. Say that, but can you do that? Can you?
Yeah, the team broke all sorts of records last year, so we're going to have to do it again.
Jack, you've spoken after games against Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool about how impressed you were with the performance and putting in big performances. Are you worried that the team can't replicate that against teams that are further down the table? Is that a mentality thing, or is it the way the other team play?
No, I think we have to. There's no... Like, the game's different. Sometimes when we play against other teams, we're trying to attack a low block like we did at Wolves, and there's lots of bodies to defend, and every game in the Premier League looks different because the opposition you're facing tactically looks different. So yeah, we have another one to prepare for on Friday now, which is really exciting for us, away from home. And the players just have to, honestly, they have to keep giving us what they're giving us. We're so close, we're so competitive, and the season has been defined on moments that have been really critical and big, and we could be in such a different position. I think that's the frustration that everyone feels. But we have no choice but to keep working, stick together. We knew the season was going to be tough at the start. It's not like a surprise to anyone that we're fighting at the moment. But I think it feels worse because some of the goals we've conceded and the timing of some of them as well. But yeah, the objective hasn't changed, and the players' willingness to work and run hasn't changed. So as long as they stick with that, they'll be fine.
Got to turn up their confidence to keep doing what they're doing.
I think they've shown moments of real confidence today against the best team in the league. So my job to try and keep them in that place, to keep believing what they're doing, to keep playing with courage and feeling, and not let fear overtake them is my job with them. So because we have such a young team, some really outstanding young players that are going to play in this league and beyond for a very long time if they get it right and they stay in the right environment. So yeah, it's an exciting challenge for us.
Russ, I feel like I asked you about another game, and perhaps you just alluded to them there, but Tyler and Matty again today, so much quality for such young lads in big moments in the game as well. They're really talented. I think they have to play in a certain team in a certain way right now at their age to flourish and to show what they can do. If you put them in a different team that are fighting down the bottom, maybe they look very different, or they're maybe not playing because their skill set is not suited to that. Their skill set is taking the ball and being brave and taking it in tight areas and beating their player, and they're getting better and better all the time. So we have to just keep giving them time, keep working. They have amazing mentality, both of them, attitude, and eventually at some point they will keep growing with us, or they'll outgrow the club, and the club will benefit hugely from that.
Martin, just on that, you took responsibility there. Oh, sorry, Russell. Yeah, sorry. You took responsibility there for the mistakes that the team was making. But how do you mitigate? I mean, it looked like for the first goal, he's not looking when he passes that ball and his head's down. And how do you mitigate?
But it's obviously not made it clear enough that if we've had a moment defending the final third for that long, that we shouldn't. So I've asked them to play quick. So I'll just have to clarify even further and give them even more detail, but also about feeling on the pitch, about managing the moments and managing the feeling on the pitch.
How do you iron out those basic mistakes?
Work and conversation. All good?
Thank you, Russell.
Well,